Hello and welcome to my channel. Today, we will talk about the Diderot Effect, why it happens, and how we can possibly use it to our benefit. So, what is the Diderot Effect? Have you ever bought a new piece of furniture, then suddenly your old coffee table doesn't match anymore? So, you buy a new coffee table, a new lamp, and before you know it, you have redecorated the whole living room. Or maybe you bought a new outfit for a wedding, but of course, you couldn't stop there. You had to get matching shoes, a fresh haircut, even new accessories to go with it. What about home renovations? Like you get a new air conditioner and it's working perfectly, but suddenly you are thinking, I probably need a dehumidifier too. Or say you remodel your kitchen cabinets and somehow that turns into new dining tables, new chairs, and an entire makeover. You can think of other scenarios where you bought one thing and that led to a spiral of buying. This little chain reaction has a name. It is called the Diderot Effect. And today we will be breaking it down. The term the Diderot Effect was coined in 1986 by this man, an anthropologist and scholar of human consumption patterns. His name is Grant McCracken. He named this phenomenon after Denis Diderot. Denis Diderot was a French philosopher, art critic, and writer from the 1700s. Denis Diderot is best remembered as the co-founder and chief editor of the famous French encyclopedia. He had a lot of struggles with the government of his time. He lived in the 1700s. He was one of the great minds of the Enlightenment era. But the story of this simple philosopher gives us a timeless lesson about shopping. So, what exactly is this story? It all started after he completed the famous French encyclopedia. Diderot was broke, was completely broke. And when his daughter was about to get married, he could not afford her wedding expenses. It was that bad. Words got to Catherine the Great, Empress of Russia, and a fan of Diderot's work. She decided to help him out by buying his library for 15,000 livres, which is about $200,000 in today's money. Not just that, she let him keep the book until she needed him. Suddenly, Diderot had so much cash. And what was the first thing he did? He bought a luxurious scarlet robe. And that was when all things fell apart. That robe was so beautiful. He noticed that every other thing he owned looked shabby in comparison. His old chair, his desk, his rug, all of it suddenly felt like trash. So one by one, he began to replace them all. He got a new desk, a new chair, new decorations, and before long, he had completely transformed his home, not because he needed to, but because his old things no longer fit with the new robe. This spiral of unnecessary upgrades left him broke, regretful, and in so much pain that he was inspired to write a poem. He titled the poem Regrets for My Old Dressing Gown. Let's read some of the words of this poem. In its shelter, that is, in the shelter of his old gown, I feared neither the clumsiness of a valet nor my own, neither the explosion of fire nor the spilling of water. I was the absolute master of my old robe, but I have become a slave to the new one. He said to his friends, keep your old friends. Fear the touch of words. Let my example teach you a lesson. Poverty has its freedom, opulence has its obstacle. He also said in another line, my old robe was one with the other rags that surrounded me. A straw chair, a wooden table, a rug from Bergamo, along with my old robe, the most harmonious indigence. All is now discordant. No more coordination, no more unity, no more beauty. One robe changed his whole life. Have you experienced something similar? You are welcome to share them in the comment section as we now attempt to give definition to this phenomenon. What is the Diderot effect? The Diderot effect is a psychological and social phenomenon. It happens when one purchase creates a ripple effect, pushing us to buy more and more items just to restore a sense of harmony or identity. In simple terms, one new thing makes all your old things look out of place, so you keep buying to make everything match. But you may ask, why does this happen? Let's break down the psychology. The first reason is the desire for harmony. We want our possessions to feel like they belong together. So, a high quality item feels like an outsider. So, what do? We buy more quality items to match it. The second is identity and self image. Our stuff reflects who we are or who we want to be. For example, if you buy a professional camera, suddenly you may want a lens, tripod stand, and editing software. Why? It could just be because you are a photographer. The third reason is consumer culture and marketing strategies. Companies know that this Diderot effect that it works. That's why online shops suggest things that are frequently bought together, or why you feel that Apple products all work together seamlessly as a family. They don't just sell you a product, they sell you a lifestyle which you want to be harmonious. And let's not even begin to consider the effects of social media on this, because social media makes this worse by constantly showing us curated matching aesthetics which we feel pressured to copy. Now, let's consider the consequences of this effect, because the Diderot effect can either be a blessing or a curse. Now, what are the downside of Diderot effect? As you can imagine, overspending, debt, dissatisfaction, and that desire to chase the next big upgrade. But the upside, it can inspire you to change your environment, to refine your lifestyle, and to grow into a better version of yourself. So we can actually attempt to use the Diderot effect for good. It can be done deliberately. Instead of letting it control you, you can control it. You can even deliberately buy one thing that sparks a chain of good habits. For example, if you're interested in running, you could go ahead and buy new running shoes. Another way this can be done is habit stacking. What is habit stacking? This is building new habits by stacking them onto already existing ones in order to create a chain reaction of good habits. You identify a consistent habit you already have, like drinking morning coffee, and then you stack a new habit onto it, like writing something just after your coffee. Another thing we can do is build a Diderot unity of positive habits. Pair habits that reinforce each other, like praying, meditation, journaling, and planning. Finally, the Diderot effect is not good or bad, it is just human psychology. One purchase can spark a destructive spiral or a chain of positive growth. So the next time you buy something new, pause and ask, Is this going to start a spiral I will regret or one that I will be proud of? Please don't forget to share your experience in the comment section below. And also please like and share this video, subscribe to this channel. See you next time. Thank you.